Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about EDC. Now EDC to me is a really funny topic. More than any other topic, I feel like it really comes down to personal preference. And when it comes to EDC, there are a lot of things that for me is a definite carry, something I have with me every single day. Now you'd probably agree, that's the whole purpose of EDC, everyday carry, so of course I'm going to have it with me every single day. For example, for me, I always have my phone, no matter what. I always have my wallet, no matter what. And I also have some sort of a folding blade, no matter what. For other people, it might be different. Maybe you always have a flashlight. For me, I might have one on my body, I might not, it just depends. But those other items, I definitely have them on me no matter what. So a flashlight for me, might be able to go one way or another. For a lot of people, maybe it's a lighter, something that they want on their body at all times. You have to have a lighter, maybe you smoke, maybe you just are a pyro and you like to light fires all over the place. But for me, I don't necessarily always carry a lighter. For other people, it's a multi-tool. Maybe it's their favorite pen. Maybe for other people, they can carry a fixed blade and they like to have that with them every single day. But for me, there's an item that I have seriously determined that for me, absolutely must exist on my person every single day. And if you're interested in seeing what that is, do me a favor, stay tuned. So what is it that I have come to find I carry no matter what every single day? And no, it's not my keys. Well, yes, it is my keys, and I do carry these every single day, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is some sort of a keychain flashlight. Now these are some of the flashlights that I have carried on my keys for the past little while now, with the exception of one of them, and I'm going to kind of steer my way around this a little bit. But here you see a wide variety of smaller lights, larger lights, different lumen outputs, shapes, sizes, different functionality, different materials, but these are the lights that I have carried on my keys for a while now. Some of them longer than others, some of them I've been very dedicated to, some of them I've barely even used. But all of these in some way, shape, or form have been carried with me on my keys at some point. With the exception of this one Thorfire, this is the PF01S. The only reason why I bring this one into the mix is because it would have made an excellent overall keychain flashlight. The one thing that did not happen with this particular model is they had no lanyard hole, and no effective way to connect this to your keys, which is too bad because size-wise, in terms of a keychain flashlight, this would have worked pretty well. You can see it's just a touch larger than some of the other ones I have here, but that is just the one light I have here that is unfortunately not really a keychain flashlight, even though I think it probably could and should have been. But now that I've touched on Thorfire, here we have the TG06S. Now, some of you are going to look at this and you're going to say, geez, that's awfully big for a keychain flashlight. Well, yeah, it is. I'll give you that. It's a little bit better for your pocket. However, it is a nice and suitable flashlight, has excellent features and functionality, does have the ability to add a lanyard and a little keychain loop if you would like, and I have. So this has been on my keychain for a little while. I haven't really carried it extensively because I did find it's a little on the large size, but for the ability to take a lithium battery, has a nice light output, and is really, all things considered, not terribly large. I mean, when you look at it in comparison to my keys, it is a little bit big. However, it's not really something that would bother me. And to have good quality, ample light, well, that is pretty sweet. So, you know, you could consider a flashlight that's really a pocketable flashlight to be a keychain option. And in that regard, this Thorfire would be a great choice. Now another light that makes a beautiful option for a keychain flashlight. I very, very much like this light. This is the Jetbeam Jet II MK. Very nice light, beautifully constructed, excellent size, good overall output. Takes a CR123, so it can be recharged. I have very much liked this, and again, has some loops, so you can either add a little lanyard or put a a split ring on it or something like that. So this flashlight would make a beautiful keychain flashlight, and again, just having good quality light output on your keys, something that's not going to add all too much more in the way of volume, but has a beautiful beam pattern, excellent overall construction, and is just a nice piece, is something that for me is well worth adding to your keychain. Now, while we're talking about Jetbeam, this here is another beautiful little flashlight. I love the fit and finish on the Jetbeams. Maybe one of the best. I just like that sort of gunmetal gray. I like the way they construct the flashlight and the angles and the different sort of looks you get between the knurling and then that nice sort of flat metal there. They just do a beautiful job. I like their finish. I like the fit and finish, and I like the overall style. But this is the Jet. I believe it's either the Jet U or Jet Micro. I don't want to misquote it, but it says Jet U, but something in my mind tells me micro. But anyway, overall, this is a light that I've carried just a little bit, not too much. I wish I've carried it more. I just kind of like it nice and clean without being too beat up. So I have not really carried it too much on my keys, even though the whole purpose of these things is to use them. And in another regard, I like my stuff to look used. But I don't know, just something about it. I haven't really wanted to beat this thing up, so I haven't really attached it too much to my keys, but this would be a great option. Nice and easy function, just kind of twisting through the different modes. Very simple, 3 nice spread outputs. So overall, just another good quality option if you're looking for a keychain flashlight. Now the keychain flashlight that I have carried by far the most, this is the Lumintop Tool AAA. Beautiful little flashlight. I have carried it with the magnetic tail cap. There is actually a push button tail cap as well, but I have liked it in this particular configuration with the small profile, cutting down a little bit on length by removing the button. Having the magnetic tail cap has been useful. Different ability to magnetize this to different things for different purposes. I intentionally flipped around my clip so that I could use it sort of as a cap. Illumination light, for example, clipping it to like a ball cap or something like that has worked out pretty well. I have used this endless amounts of times, and I've really only put a couple of batteries in here in the time I've had it, over a couple years now, and it's amazing how long the batteries do last in a flashlight like this. So having good quality light, something I can trust, and at this point something that just looks all nice and used and weathered, I really have enjoyed this. It is a beautiful option for you and something I would highly recommend. Now continuing on with Lumintop, here is the Lumintop Worm. I had a couple of these a little while back. I actually was able to do a giveaway, so I had this copper one and also one in brass. This is at this point how the copper looks, beautifully patinaed. You can see that there are some sort of, call it strategic points in the middle here where it's not quite as weathered or tarnished as the rest of it, which gives it a really cool look. Now at this point, this is pretty much hit an average. So you know, you could potentially really try to tarnish this even more by forcing a patina, but if you keep it in your pocket and you use it regularly as an EDC flashlight or as a keychain flashlight, it will pretty much hit this average color. So at this point, this is really fully tarnished and has converted pretty much from a bare copper all the way to this nice tarnished look. It's a beautiful light, very similar in terms of functionality as both the Tool AAA and those Jetbeams I was looking at. And this has been just a beautiful addition to my EDC and something that I have come to really rely on. And finally, last but not least, maybe you're still saying to me, well, I'm not completely convinced. All of these lights here are a little bit big. I don't want to keep this on my keychain. It's too bulky, takes up too much space. It's not comfortable in my pocket. Well, here's the solution. Welcome to the Olight i1R EOS. This here is a beautiful little light from Olight. Amazing quality, absolutely miniature compared to these other ones. I mean, half the size, very, very bright, excellent output, and as much as everything else, one of the key features here being that it is micro USB rechargeable, so that is totally cool. So in regard to that, the functionality is great. It is a 2-mode flashlight. Threading this on halfway gives you the low mode, and the rest of the way gives you high. And I can tell you that this light has very good performance for its overall given size. Is totally lightweight, very small, barely noticeable when you have it entered into the mix here, so nothing that's going to bother you. And to have something like this on you at all times, the ability to cast a decent amount of light with a good battery life, rechargeable, and just totally functional, this, in my opinion, is something that nobody should go without.
So again, this is just one of those things where if you can get past carrying it in your pocket, it just has such good benefit. So here's the Thorfire TG06S. Again, a decent sized flashlight, but if you look at the insane amount of output you get for something this small, it's just great. I mean, it's easy to cycle between the different modes, so you can really, go to a lower power if you need it, but you really have a pretty good blast when you need it. So that is a good quality overall amount of illumination. So if you can get past having something just a little bit bulky on your keys, this would certainly work well for you. This is the Jet II MK. So turning this on, you do have the different modes. So putting that on high, again, just a real good quality output. So if you look at this in regards to the fact that it's just this tiny little light, but with just incredible power, nice throw. These jet beams are great lights, and I very much like this. Good overall quality, good throw, nice beam pattern, and super bright. Getting into the 2 Lumintops that I've carried the most. So here is the Tool AAA and the Worm. 2 completely different light beam patterns and different colors. So getting these into the same mode here. These are both on high, but you'll see a very warm light on the Worm, and then the cooler light of the Tool AAA. The Tool AAA has a little bit of a better throw, and the warm light of the Worm is just kind of like a nice even light. So 2 different lights with sort of 2 completely different looks. Again, kind of the reason why I've carried the Tool AAA that much more, but again, just a nice small compact AAA flashlight, good size and perfect for keychain carry. And in a very similar fashion, here's that other jet, just a really sweet beam pattern, and that's what you start to see out of these jet beams. Just a beautiful pattern. This is nice and even. There's no real true hot spot. If you look at it, the whole thing is just a nice even pattern. So this is a gorgeous light, very small and capable, good throw, and a beautiful beam pattern. And last for this demonstration, here is the Olight I1R, and you can see there a good amount of light for such a tiny small little flashlight. Just incredible how bright that is and how nice that beam pattern is. It's actually really all you need for most, call it basic EDC purposes. Looking for things, trying to find things you drop in cushions or under something, or going through a tight little sketchy area. And then the fact that it is USB rechargeable is great. So not only do you have an extremely small and compact unit, you have a nice beam pattern, good amount of overall light, and something that is just a nice high quality package.
So alright guys, there you have it. A quick look at some excellent flashlights from a number of different companies. Basically something that in my mind everybody really should consider. If you don't carry a keychain flashlight, I would strongly recommend it. You might think it's something that, it's a little hokey, or maybe it's not for me. Well, you know what? Don't knock it till you try it, because for me, it has really made a difference in my ability when I don't necessarily have another flashlight on me to at least have just that little bit of light. That's all you need. It's the difference sometimes being able to find something if you drop it, or not be able to find it, make your way through a little bit of a sketchy area, really see some detail when you need to. So for me, this has become an absolute way of life. So alright guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.